We may not be able to change other people or our life circumstances, but we can change the way we think about them. If we learn to think in a more balanced way, we can stop upsetting ourselves every time a problem arises. Changing the way we think about a situation will change the way we feel and in turn change our behaviour. Cognitive strategies involve learning to recognise the thoughts, beliefs and attitudes that make us feel bad and reframing them into more realistic, psychologically healthy ways of thinking. Now we've recognised the impact that thoughts have on our stress levels, what can we do about it? Well, the first thing we can do is be aware of our thoughts. Second thing is to notice whether or not they're helpful or unhelpful. If they're unhelpful, perhaps we can challenge them and come up with some alternative types of thoughts that are going to be more helpful and therefore reduce our stress levels.
For me, stress came about, I made the move from Fitzroy to Brisbane. I'd signed a 10-year deal, which was $2 million spent over 10 years, and that was a great deal. And I can assure you there wasn't a lot of stress then, but in my first year, I was only able to play 13 games, a knee operation, 2 broken collarbones, and suddenly I'd come down with an illness that I didn't know anything about. It was known as chronic fatigue syndrome eventually, but in the 6 months trying to find out what it was, certainly stress played a big role. The best way I found I could deal with my stress was to really focus on what I actually could control. Sleep, rest, diet, hydration and activity. With diet, it was partly through advice, but probably mostly through experimentation, and that was listening to my body, realising what worked for me and what didn't work for me. And same with hydration. If I was going to go out in the hot, humid conditions, to actually know how much water I needed in the day leading up to the activity, and that got me through well. So very important. Listen to your body, understand what it needs and give it what it needs.
Let's talk about some other ways or methods of coping with stress. We've already discussed self-talk and how important that is, and just to go over that point again, essentially the way we think about things is really important. So it's not the event or situation that causes us to feel a certain way, but it's the way we think about it. So importantly, thoughts affect the way you feel and what you do. The second thing that's really important to concentrate on is self-esteem. Building your own self-esteem is really essential in terms of coping with stress. So whatever you can do to feel good about yourself and to build your own self-worth is really good to do. Sometimes like doing things that you really enjoy, so pleasant events, making sure you do things in your life that you enjoy and that make you feel good. The third thing I just wanted to focus on is family and social support. Social support is extremely important in terms of coping with stress. So family, friends, acquaintances, people at work, all really important. Have a really good social network around you. Even things like having a family dog or a pet is really important. So let's just go over those again. We've got 3 things that are really important in terms of coping with stress, sometimes called buffers. We've got self-talk, we've got self-esteem and social